Hi Scorpio, Happy New Year. Welcome to January 2021. This is Teresa from Retrograde. And before I start your reading, I'm going to call in some good energy. So this month we have a new moon in Capricorn, which is favorable to your sign. That's on the 13th of January, 12th or 13th. It's depending on where you live. And then on the 14th, Uranus moves forward in Taurus after having been retrograde for months. So that's in your 7th house of partnership. So there could be unexpected developments. When Uranus changes, it's, when a planet goes from retrograde to direct, major shakeups can happen. So be prepared. And then we have a full moon in Leo, which will be in your career sector and home. It will affect your home and career. And that's on the 28th of January. And right after that, on the 30th, Mercury goes retrograde in Aquarius. So there's a lot of movement happening this month. Things are shaking and moving. And Mars moves into Taurus also in conjunction with Uranus in your 7th house. So fireworks will fly. So let's see what Scorpio needs to know about relationships for the month of January 2021. What does Scorpio need to know about relationships in January 2021? What does Scorpio need to know? What is coming up for Scorpio January 2021? The Chariot, the Three of Swords, the Strength card, the Six of Cups, the Hermit, the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords. Okay, and the card at the bottom of the deck, the Lovers. So choices, you're going to be making choices this month. So the Chariot, this is the present energy. The Chariot is about victory through discipline and focus. You might have been scattering your energies, and you need to figure out, what is the goal? What is it that I really want? And let me not be distracted by other options. The Three of Swords is crossing here, so I feel like you're experiencing some heartache at the beginning of the month. Maybe you've separated from someone, or you're just feeling a sense of loss or sorrow. Or you're learning that you need to cut certain things out of your life that are not serving you. And with the Chariot, you may have too many things calling for your attention, and you're not giving your energy to the things that are important because you're giving your energy to too many other things. So you have to, cut away what's non-essential so that you can focus on what you really want, focus on what's important. You're holding on with the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to things that need to be let go of. Three of Swords is like severing, cutting away. What's not working in my life? Let me cut it out, cut it away, because it's taking up my energy, it's taking up my time, it's bringing me grief. You have the Strength card here. So you could be, this is like you've been working on yourself. You could be going through counseling or working on controlling your emotions, controlling your anger, learning how to deal with your emotions, learning how to not overreact. The Strength card is like controlling the beast within, learning how to get your needs met without getting angry or overreacting or having a temper tantrum. This could have been a problem in the past. Or you could have been, if it's not you, you could be dealing with someone who has anger issues. The Six of Cups, this is a card of, it's healing from the past and moving on to the future. I feel, and you have like these two counseling type cards, the Hermit. I feel like you've gone through a heartache and now you're in this healing mode and you're wanting to make the future better. And you've learned, this is like learning lessons from the past, carrying that knowledge into the future so you don't make the same mistakes. And with the Hermit, you may even go to someone for advice. Or you might be taking time out to think, what is important to me? What is it that I really need? The Ace of Pentacles, you have these two aces, so there's new beginnings coming. One of them could be a new job or career opportunity, the Ace of Pentacles. And it could bring money. You're concerned about financial security. But you have to also think, is this right for me? Is this opportunity, whether it's a relationship or a career situation, is this right for me? Is this what I need? And you may need to take time out to think and really evaluate everything that's in your life. This is a time of really evaluating what is in my life right now, what is of value, and what is not of value. And if something is not, if you've been trying to do too much and you've been spreading yourself too thin, it's going to come to a point where I have to let some things go. I just can't do it all. And the Hermit can help you. Take time out and listen to your inner voice. Even take time out and ask people that, for advice, people who you respect and trust, to help you decide what is it that I need to focus on. And then also always listen to your inner voice. What is that inner voice telling you? What is it that you really want to be doing? What kind of relationship do you really want to be in? And if you're not in that type of relationship, if someone's not giving you what you need, you may have to decide to cut them loose. And with the Lovers here, you're coming to a crossroads where you're going to have to choose, do I stay or do I go? You might even have to choose between two opportunities. And you have to decide which one is the best one for me. Don't stay with something just because it offers financial security, if it doesn't also feed your soul, if it doesn't help you to live your best life and utilize your talents and feel like, oh, I'm doing the work that I love. If that's not the case, it's not. Don't just sell your soul for money or security. Like some people stay in relationships just because of it's safe, it's secure. Some people stay with a job because it pays the bills, but they're miserable. You can achieve everything you want to achieve, but not if you're going to waste your time on things that are draining you. Now you have the Three of Cups here in your environment, so you could be doing more socializing. Three of Cups, you have people around you that are supporting you. It's possible, though, that part of your heartache comes from a third-party situation. Maybe someone that you've been interested in has also someone else, and because I'm seeing this, someone has to choose between two people. So either you're choosing between two people or someone you're involved with is choosing. Again, here you have the Two of Swords. This is also a card of choice, indecision. It's like you don't really sure what you want. So it's like hard, how do I go after something if I don't know what I want? There could be a situation where you have separated from someone and you're not talking. And you're on the fence, should I reach out? You're waiting for them to reach out to you. They're waiting for you to reach out to them. And so nothing's happening. And there could have been some kind of falling out over a third party. But the Ace of Swords is here. So this is a new beginning. You have these two cards of new beginnings. The Ace of Swords, the swords represent thinking. So you may decide to look at something from a different angle or see things from a different perspective. And it could be because you've been talking and you may have gotten advice or guidance from someone, like either a counselor or a good friend. And you're seeing things from a different perspective. And the Ace of Swords is about taking action, finding the warrior spirit within you, and going out and getting what you want. Making the choice to take charge of your life, to not settle for less, to go and find what you really need and what you want, and what's going to be, what's going to give you what you deserve. Because the Six of Cups is here. This is about connecting with someone from the past. You may have recently, connected with someone from the past. But I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons from past relationships too, and you don't want to make the same mistakes again. So if some new opportunity comes up this month, you're going to be giving it a lot of thought. Should I get involved? Should I accept what's coming? Is this right for me? You don't want to make mistakes. Like a lot of times we just take, something gets offered to us and we just take it because we're like, oh, well, okay. And we don't think, is this right for me? So think before you accept. It could be because the decision that you're making, if whatever you're leaving behind with the Lovers, once you make your choice, you can't go back. So you have to make sure that whatever you're choosing is what you really want. And the only way you're going to know what you really want is to take time out and think. Because with the Chariot, you might be keeping yourself busy with a lot of different activities, and you haven't had time to really think and to tune in to your inner soul and your inner voice to find out, like, what I think I want, is this what I really want? Is what's being offered to me, is this what I really want? Is this going to give me the joy and the happiness that I think it's going to bring? So take time out to think, especially with Mercury retrograde. Make sure that you know what you're getting into before you get into it. So let's see. So you have this new moon in your third house, and it's conjunct Pluto. So there could be some power struggles with family, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. Your communication style, you may be coming on very intensely, very forcefully. If it's not you, it could be one of them. You feel like they're bullying you in some way, or they're being very forceful in their opinions. And Mars is in you. Mars, if you've been holding back your anger, Mars conjunct Uranus in the 7th, you're going to let people have. That's an explosive energy. So Uranus brings unexpected. Mars brings, like the 7th house, sometimes it could even be an attack, where someone that you thought you knew, because the 7th house is the house of open enemies, the 12th house is the house of hidden enemies. So someone may make a move on you that you consider a hostile attack. But it could also mean that you're going to be taking charge in terms of a relationship. So if you're not in the relationship that you want, if you've been putting up with less than you deserve, you're going to take action. And you're going to show that you're someone to be reckoned with, that you're not someone to be toyed with. So it can mean sudden upsets, where you leave a relationship and start a new one. Or you suddenly meet someone who's very exciting, maybe even volatile. I don't know. But don't hold in your anger. Let it out in a healthy way, because otherwise you'll have this explosion. When Mars conjuncts Uranus, it's like match meets gasoline. It's very explosive. So you could have a blow up in a relationship if you've been, especially with like home and family, something that involves home, maybe with an authority figure, a parent. You might not see eye to eye. Maybe they don't like your relationship, or their ideas or opinions on a relationship are different than yours. And you may come to, may just blow up about it. Or if you're married, you might have an argument at home. At the same time, Venus is in your third house, and it's trining Uranus and trining Mars. So it could work either way. If you're in a relationship that's not working, and there's a lot of frustration and built up tension and anger, you may have the big blowout, the big fight, where you air your grievances and you clear the air. If you're not in a relationship, Venus could bring one in your local environment. Unexpectedly, you could just run into someone. Venus is also square Chiron in the 6th house. Chiron in the 6th house, you may have some wounds around. You might be sacrificing too much for love when Venus squares Chiron. So you want to watch that. You know, you might have some wounds where you're giving too much. You're always giving. Because the 6th house is the house of service. You don't want to overgive. If you're not, you want to, balance the give and take. So, it's okay to give, but if you find that I'm the one always giving and I'm not getting anything back, then you have to put a stop to that. Don't overdo that. But with Venus activating your 3rd house, and also with Pluto there could be some intense experiences and power struggles with relatives, family members. So don't hold in your anger. Release it in healthy ways. Have conversations where you talk about things. Don't let the resentment build up, because you could have a big blowout when Mars hits Uranus. Or you might just take action suddenly. You might do something unprecedented where you decide, like, that's it, I'm done, I'm leaving, because Uranus is sudden energy and Mars is like the warrior. You decide to fight for what you want or fight for your rights. And this could be in business too. So just don't be reckless. Just, don't react. Come from a place of careful thought, and, don't, when you let your emotions rule your actions, that's usually when you make mistakes. When somebody pushes your buttons and you react without thinking. Don't do that. Be aware of that, because Mars conjunct Uranus can bring out that type of behavior where you're just like reacting. Full moon in Leo is in your 10th house and it's affecting your 4th house. So there could be some kind of career success. Something comes to completion. A project that you've been working on, and you might get recognition for it. The Sun is conjunct Jupiter and Saturn in your 4th house, so you're feeling kind of optimistic. Even though you've been working hard, you might be working really hard from home on a project. But as it comes to completion in your 10th house, and the sun shines its light, the full moon shines its light on the project, you could get some kind of recognition and reward. Actually, this full moon is a T-square with Mars and Uranus. So this is when things might come to a head. If you've been holding in any kind of anger or resentment, this full moon is angular, and it's connecting Mars and Uranus in your 7th house. That's the house of partnerships. So you could butt heads with family members when Mars and Uranus at this full moon. Something comes to the surface, something comes to light. So if you've been holding in your anger, it may blow up around the full moon. Just remember, with the Sun conjunct Jupiter in the 4th house, you may feel like nothing can go wrong, and you may be feeling a little bit cocky or overly confident, because Jupiter expands your, the Sun represents your ego, and Jupiter expands what it touches. So it's inflating your ego. Now Saturn is also there, so it will temper that a little bit. But you may feel like, I've been really working hard, and if you don't get the recognition you deserve, you might blow up and have a major come apart. But expect sudden developments in relationships around this full moon. Venus is conjunct Pluto in the 3rd house, so that can bring love, money, or even power struggles over love and money. And the 3rd house usually has to do with communication, so be careful how you choose your words carefully. Don't be overbearing, or you might be dealing with someone who's kind of bullying. Maybe even, and Venus is like female energy. You could have a power struggle with a female relative around the full moon. And then Mercury goes retrograde in your 4th house at the end of the month. So if you're going to sign any contracts or getting any work done around the house, I would postpone it for a couple of weeks until Mercury goes direct again. Don't sign contracts unless you read the fine print. But if you're doing the work yourself, if it's a project you've already started and you're going back to redo it and rework something, that's different. Like, let's say you started decorating and then all of a sudden, you left it and now you're going back to it, or you're redoing something, then it will work out fine. But you could be connecting with people from the past when Mercury goes retrograde. Maybe family members from the past that you lost contact might pop up again. So that's another thing that could be happening around this full moon. But definitely the Venus conjunct Pluto, that can bring powerful emotions, powerful love, and power struggles. Because Pluto's about power, and Venus is love and money. So, and the full moon is going to shine a light on your home and your career sector. And with Leo in the mix, Leo has to do with, being seen, being noticed, being recognized. So you could get recognition, like I said. And if you don't, it could cause some kind of resentment or anger, or it could cause problems in relationships if you're not going to get that. Or maybe there's you have to have this work-life balance. Someone in the home is wanting your attention while your career is wanting your attention. So there could be a conflict in relationships, like how much time are you spending on home life, how much time are you spending on career. But definitely you have some new beginnings coming up, and possibly a new job even. The Ace of Pentacles could be a job offer or money coming in. And that's December, January, February. So that's going to be... but you have to take action. I feel like you have to fight for what you want. You have to communicate about what you want. You have to take action. And you have to cut out whatever's draining you or not serving you. So that's my forecast for January, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, or leave a comment in the on the video. And if you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website and you can schedule a reading. In the meantime, I want to thank everyone for supporting this channel and liking, commenting, subscribing, buying readings. I really appreciate your support, and I appreciate your friendship and knowing and working with you. I wouldn't be here without you, so I am grateful to have you be supporting this channel. And I wish you much luck and success and love this coming year, 2021. We have a brand new year. I hope it's filled with love and abundance for you. In the meantime, so enjoy January, and I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.